By now, you've probably figured out that you've actually got to do a lot of hard things in order to get that really cool life that you want, with the cars and the watches and the houses and the relationships and the spirituality and the body and everything that you want. Despite modern marketing that says that you can get all of these really cool things without having to give up anything that you don't want, deep down, you know that that's a lie. You have to do hard things in order to get cool stuff. But the good news is there's an easy way to do them. How do I know you have to do hard things? If being fit was easy, if being rich was easy, and if being in great relationships was easy, then everybody would have them, but they don't, so it's not. All those things, they're really hard to get, and you've got to do a lot of hard work to get them. And to figure out why, we've actually got to do the reverse psychology thing and look at the easy things that you do. Do you ever have to get hyped up to sit on the couch and watch your favorite movie? By the way, when people ask me what my favorite movie is, I tell them Shawshank Redemption because it sounds sophisticated, but in real life, it's Step Brothers. You are never going to tell people, man, I really, really want to watch Step Brothers today. I just can't seem to get up the motivation to get on the couch and throw my sweatpants on and actually do it. That's never going to happen. The same reason you don't have to get hyped up to watch your favorite movie is the same reason you don't have to get hyped up to scroll Instagram. And that's called dopamine. The easiest way to explain dopamine is it's a chemical released by your brain that makes you feel good. When you eat chocolate cake, that's dopamine. When you binge watch Game of Thrones, that's dopamine. When you scroll Instagram, that's dopamine. When you watch porn, that's dopamine too. See, we know all these things aren't good for us, but we do them anyway because they feel good. That's the dopamine releasing in your brain. The crazy part is you don't actually have to do any of these things for dopamine to get released. It's actually released at the mere anticipation of feeling good and getting a reward. And that's why you pick up your phone 376 times a day. Busted. Eating cake, binge watching TV, scrolling Instagram. Doing those things once isn't the worst thing in the world, but there is a little problem. Your body craves something called homeostasis. Our bodies, they want consistency. That's why when you're outside and it's cold, you shiver to warm up. Same way that when it's hot, you sweat to cool down. But our bodies, they get used to these conditions. If you live in a cold environment long enough, for example, you won't have to wear as many clothes to keep warm. In other words, it takes a lot colder temperature to get somebody to be cold after they've gotten used to it. Dopamine is the exact same way. The more hits of dopamine you get, the more natural and normal that state becomes, which means that you need to get even more and bigger hits of dopamine in order just to keep the baseline of homeostasis. That right there, that's why the average American spends 3 hours and 15 minutes a day on their phone. I'll put a link in the description for that. They anticipate the dopamine release that comes with text messages, likes on a post they just made, and new videos that they're watching on YouTube. Dopamine is available on demand all the time in the way that we live today.
So there's no question that this thing right here is causing a radical problem, which means that we need to kind of get ourselves a creative and radical solution.
Okay, so maybe it doesn't need to be that extreme, but we all can agree that we could certainly use a little bit less of this thing right here. It's time for a dopamine detox. The idea here is that we're going to reduce the tolerance level to dopamine by softening it, or in some cases, getting rid of it altogether. Here's a simple plan to help you pull that off. I want you to pick one day in the next 7 days and get rid of everything that gives you these easy, quick hits of dopamine. That means on that day, you'll have no phone, no computer, no TV, no junk food, and no porn. I know what you're thinking. You're going to be so bored. But here's what you can do. You can go for a walk. You can meditate. You can talk to people in person, which I realize is a totally foreign concept for most of you. Or you could even read. See, I told you that you'd be bored, but that's kind of the point. Picture this kind of like a black and white movie versus a full color movie. Of course, you're going to want the full color movie if that's what's available to you, but if all you have is black and white, chances are you're going to watch it and eventually you're just going to like it. Your phone, your computer, your TV, junk food, porn, social media, all those things are like the full color movie. You really, really want them because they're available. When those things aren't available, it turns up your level of interest on the things that were once boring. All of a sudden, going for a walk sounds like a really good idea. And talking with your wife at dinner rather than sending text messages to each other from the same table sounds like the most engaging thing ever. The cool part is that you don't even have to stop cold turkey. Even taking 1 day a week off is going to reduce your dopamine intake and reset your levels of homeostasis. Let's say even that's too much, like 1 day a week of everything gone puckers up your butthole. If that's the case, then pick a day and just get rid of one of those things that gives you a dopamine hit. They can turn off Pornhub for a day, right? Just dropping 1 out of the dozen dopamine crutches knocks down your baseline. Once you've done that, over the next few weeks, you've got a new job, which is to look for new things actively that help you get more dopamine releases, but there is a slight change versus how you were getting it before. You have to do things that are good for you. So go to the gym if you don't often go to the gym and see how you feel afterwards. Or you get a good feeling, which is dopamine release, after you learn something new. And if you're trying to make more money, the best way to do that is to figure out how to become more valuable to everybody else on the planet. And here's a big one. When you spend time with the people that you love, boom, dopamine release. You've undoubtedly done hard things in your life already. Maybe you've run a Spartan race, or you've talked to a girl that was way out of your league and you still got her phone number. Or maybe you interviewed and got a job that you had absolutely no business getting. Whatever hard thing that you did, I guarantee your feeling afterwards was like you were high. That is dopamine, and that is the exact type of dopamine that I want you to get addicted to. All right, guys, if you got something out of this video, I want you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. New videos will be coming at you. And also share this. Don't keep all good information for yourself. If you got something out of this and you know somebody that needs to hear this message today, share this video with them. It'd mean the world to me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.